Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Before we get started today, I want to take a quick moment just to say Happy Memorial Day. And to all of our veterans, retired service members, active service members, family of service members, from me to you, I want to say thank you. For what it's worth, thank you. You guys do a lot for us. So today what we're going to do is continue on through the South Figaro Cave, and, well, hopefully we're not going to run into any freaking sandworms. Oh, if you watched my last LP, you guys know how much I hate sandworms. But let's go up here first and run into our old friend Siegfried. By the way, man, whatever happened to you clearing out all these monsters for us? Doing a shitty job at that. And there's that expression again, on the home. Yeah, I knew that was coming. You know, I've never heard that expression in real life. I assume it means on the double or hurry the fuck up. But, you know, I've never heard anyone ever say that. Maybe I should start saying that and see how people react to that. Maybe I'll get some weird looks. The sad part is I can actually picture one of my bosses using that expression. He says a lot of odd things to begin with. Man, more of these guys. I suppose you can equip a ribbon if you don't like dealing with the confusion status, but I'd just rather kill these guys outright. I'm in kind of an irritable mood, if you guys couldn't tell. It's gonna be one of those days. Came home from a 10-hour shift at work, and everything on my desk was in disarray. You know, even the router was knocked on the floor, my mouse was hanging off my desk. What few items I had on my desk were either on my chair or on the floor. My little notepad with a pen, a bottle of Advil, my timer, which I'm so pro at using. And even my monitor was like tilted to the side, so I don't know what happened. I'm assuming cats were wrestling or they got into it or something happened, I don't know, but that was nice to come home to. Anyways, we have a new area of the castle to explore, the basement, where we get a gravity rod and a crystal helm. Crystal helm is okay, we'll be putting that to use eventually. Although I still like the mystery veil for Celis. And Sabin can't wear it because he's a monk and he can't wear heavy armor. Which is going to become more and more of a glaring issue in this point in the game because, well, the rest of the armor in the game is, most of it is heavy armor. So a lot of the other characters are going to benefit from that, and Sabin, not so much. He's going to have very limited options when it comes to armor, and that'll put him at a disadvantage. Luckily though, he's a pretty good fighter from the back row, so it's not too much of an issue. If only we had an accessory that allowed characters to equip whatever they wanted. If only. I like this area. It's a new part of an old area that we get to explore. And in here we get the Regal Crown. Arguably the best piece of headgear in the game for Sabin. I really like it. Stat boosts for vigor and speed aren't as good as a Tiger Mask. However, it's a very good defense boost and he gets more magic power for his blitzes. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that and say, Kai, the Genji helm is better. You should give that to Sabin. And yeah, you're right, the Genji helm does have more defense, but more characters can use the Genji helm. And the Regal Crown is a rather unique piece of headgear. So I would rather give that to Sabin because he's only one of 2 characters that can use it. And I would rather another character take advantage of the Genji helm. Besides, the Regal Crown should go to the king, and by all accounts, Sabin is the rightful king of Figaro. You know, that whole coin toss scene set aside, I believe Sabin is the elder brother. Now I'm changing my setup here because something's gonna happen. We want running shoes on both characters. We also want one of them with the Golem Esper and the other with the Siren Esper. Yeah, this dungeon, very short. But let's see what's going on in the engine room. Well, how noble of you, Gerard. Hey, that is Edgar, alright. Thanks for flipping us the bird, though. Fuck you too, man, for being such an asshole to us. Oh, as if you guys couldn't tell that was Edgar. It's not like the game was trying to hide that fact at all. I mean, look at his name. It's an anagram for Edgar. You just move a couple letters around and you get Gerard. All they did was give him some pretty cool looking dark armor. I do like that. But yeah, it's Edgar. And the Oscar for Best Actor does not go to Edgar. But we have boss time against Tentacles. Alright! Man, I thought my last LP had a lot of tentacle action. Anyways, what we want to do here is summon Golem. Use Doom on the lower left tentacle here because it is susceptible to instant death. Now, like all good tentacles, they can grab your character and bind them and gag them in midair as they proceed to have their way with you. Absolutely. But having the running shoes will protect us from that entwine attack, which will cast the slow status on you. However, having permanent auto haste, well, it cancels that out. It prevents you from getting slow. Now, summoning Golem will help protect us against some of the physical attacks. And casting Siren will mute the two tentacles on the right. So that'll protect us from those two spells. Now, as far as elemental weaknesses go, the bottom right tentacle here is weak to ice. And the other two, you just want to use Aura Bolt, Drill, your best single target attacks. And that's pretty much it. This boss battle is pretty straightforward. You just want to get a couple buffs going to help limit the damage your characters will be taking. Now, unfortunately, we cannot equip Edgar with relics beforehand, so he's going to be vulnerable to the slow status and the... oh, what is it called? Where they grab you, and it's essentially the stop status. They can't act and seize. There you go. And while they're being bound and gagged in the air like a Japanese schoolgirl, they also lose HP gradually. Man, so many hentai jokes. So many. And why am I so excited about tentacles? Don't answer that, viewers. Yeah, what's up with that, man? Ah. Those idiots. Yeah, they must have been pretty dumb if they fell for your bad acting, dude. Yeah, right? How could they have not recognized you? I mean, all you did was change your clothes. Uh-oh, we better hide. On the hum! Oh yeah, that's true. Huh? what the hell was Sabin talking about? I'm assuming he's referring to the fact that we're still underground, but anyways, now that we have Edgar back in our party, oh, he was automatically equipped with things. Alright. Well, yeah, I wanted to give him the enhancer to boost his magic stat. That'll be really helpful with his flash tool. And I want to give him Bismarck to start working on his strength. And I want to give Sabin Ifrit to continue working on his strength. The reason I'm giving Bismarck to Edgar is because his strength is a lot lower than Sabin's, and he could really use the help in catching up in that department. Also want to give the hero ring to Edgar, and let's go with sprint shoes. Oh, what does Celis have? Hero ring, earrings. Sabin was double earrings. Is she close to leveling? Kind of. I'll put her back on Fenrir. Alright, I think we're all set and ready to go. Yeah, it does look like the thieves took all the treasure. So we can't do a whole lot here. Oh, not so fast. Yeah, they forgot about the secret soul saber. Alright. That is a pretty cool weapon in concept. I love the concept behind it. However, when it comes time to become practical, well, any use that sword has goes right out the window. Basically what it does is, it's much like the Drainer. When you attack an enemy, it doesn't deal HP damage. What the Soul Saber does is it'll attack an enemy's MP. And just like the Drainer, it'll drain the MP and give it to you. However, the drawback is, the way the game calculates the damage for both of those swords is your current, well, your max HP or MP minus your current HP or MP. Essentially meaning if you have full life and you attack with the Drainer, it's going to deal 0 damage because you have nothing to drain. You know, you're at full HP. And same with the Soul Saber. If you have max MP, you're going to attack and do 0 damage because you have no MP to regain. And so, yeah, like I said, any usefulness either of those weapons have just goes right out the window. Now granted, the Drainer is more useful because you're typically losing more HP through battle than you are MP. And really, if you're a mage and you're getting low on MP, and you want your MP back, you can just use the, oh, where is it? The Osmos spell. Look at that, for 1 MP you can absorb MP from the enemy. And very rarely are you going to exactly use all of your MP and not be able to cast Osmos. So why would you physically attack an enemy when you can just cast Osmos? Now Drain, on the other hand, costs 15 MP. That's a little more costly, so I could see where you want to attack and drain HP because you don't have the MP for that. Now the only good thing about the Soul Saber is it does give you 10% evade, which is alright in future or other versions of the game, but it has a 1 in 4 chance of casting Doom when you attack, so having another instant death proc could come in handy if you want to use it for that. Like I said, pretty cool weapon, you know, in theory, however, in actuality, not so much. Now, if this were like Star Ocean 3, where every enemy could be destroyed by draining their MP, and if the sword just flat out attacked their MP, then that weapon would be really good. However, you know, not a lot of characters use MP, and if they are, they're going to be using Osmos to fix that, so yeah, I'm not a fan of the Soul Saber, but it's there. Alright, looks like we rescued Figaro. But first things first, yeah, let's go up here. We now have access to a new tool, the Debilitator. Essentially what this does is it will assign an elemental weakness at random to an enemy. It's basically the Imperil spell from Final Fantasy XIII. I don't find it too useful because at this point in the game, well, regular enemies aren't an issue, but even the remaining bosses all have at least one elemental weakness, except for like maybe 2 or 3. But I'm not worried about that because by the time we run into those guys, we'll have other ways of dealing ridiculous amounts of damage. Now, the Debilitator could have been very handy earlier in the game because it's a rare steal from the Crane boss battle, you might remember, when we escaped from the Magitech factory. Although I didn't mention it because, well, it's a rare steal, and I didn't really use Edgar after that point in the game. And really, there weren't that many boss battles either. The only boss I can think of would be Atma Weapon, because he doesn't have a weakness, and if you brought Edgar, you know, you could give him one. But, you know, even without an elemental weakness, a morphed Terra was doing like 25% of his max HP and damage every round, so we didn't even really need it. You know, some people are a fan of the Debilitator, so it's a pretty cool tool. I like the idea behind that as well. But alright. We made it to Collingen. Got some new enemies, Harpii, however you want to pronounce that. Oh, come on. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Sabin, you're dead. Yeah, that lucky number 7 HP, not gonna save you. Oh, or maybe it will. That was close. I'm used to Arrow dealing a lot more damage. And Final Fantasy V, Arrow is actually quite deadly. But you know what? This is Final Fantasy VI, not Final Fantasy V. So I should stop making silly assumptions. Well, you could stay here and start a new life. Aw, sweet flashback time. Let's go in the cafe first. Hey, it's Setzer! Alright. Are you gonna join our party too? Oh no. We've heard that line before. Yeah, that is true. Linus, get down. Get off. You know better. Thank you. Daryl, huh? Hey, wasn't that your old girlfriend? Wait a minute, game. You're telling me that Setzer built an entire tomb for his dead girlfriend, Obsess Much, and he also just so happened to store an airship there? What? Can we say Deus Ex Machina? Anyways, yeah, we got Setzer back in our party, and we'll just give him whatever we can give him. Along with an Atlas armlet and... let's go with the ribbon. I don't want him to be hit with anything stupid. Which we will be running into in Daryl's tomb, because, spoiler alert, there's monsters there. espers, I would like to have him working on anything that boosts his strength. However, I don't have any more espers that do that. So, you know what? We'll just go with... We'll just boost your magic power. It'll help your slots out a little bit. But first things first, I want to hit up the weapon shop. There are a few things I want to buy for him. Like the trump. Randomly casts instant death. Just like the assassin dagger. If you attack, you might just outright kill the enemy. I want to give him 2 of those. And I also want to give him 2 darts. And you know what? Instead of the ribbon, you are going to have the Genji glove. Because you're going to be a melee fighter for the most part. Yeah, trump, that works for now. Whatever. But before we go to Daryl's tomb, I want to make a trip up north to visit an old friend of ours, and, well, you'll see, I have a special treat for you guys. What is that special treat? Well, you'll just have to find out next time. Until then, have a good day, take care, and thanks for watching.